What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So, I have to give you a disclaimer. I have a new gimbal and a new camera. I'm still figuring them out. This is the second video that I've shot with them, so it's definitely a learning curve, so I apologize with all of the A, goofiness, and B, lack of general understandings for focusing and things like that. I apologize. If you're following me for normal videos, I'm assuming that you're used to my absolutely terrible low production quality, so, you know, it's, content over quality of editing, right? There's my disclaimer. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you. We just passed 1,000 subscribers from the last video, so I just want to thank you guys for that. I really do appreciate it. I never thought that anybody would watch these stupid geeky videos, but alas, you're here, and I appreciate you. So today we're going to take a look at making my StudioLive 24R rack mount console interface with my Motu AVB interfaces. I don't know if those two things work. I've been kind of scouring the internet for a bit, and I haven't really found anything that says yes or no. I don't see why they wouldn't. AVB is sort of a neutral protocol. In theory, they should play nicely. But anyway, I have a recording project coming up at the end of April, which it's mid-March at the moment, and currently snowing. So that has to score some type of style points for me for levels of preparedness, and I have a month and a half to prep for this gig. Usually it's a night before kind of thing, which, you know, what are you going to do? So anyway, I just want to see if those two things play nicely together. So future videos coming up. I do have new recording interfaces that I bought back in December that are currently sitting in their factory boxes in my shop. So we're going to install those eventually. But today I just want to have a proof of concept to see if the StudioLive 24R will play with Motu and vice versa. That will expand the functionality of the 24R. It's a little bit limited in terms that it only has 24 inputs on it. So if I can make it play with the 24AO, the Motu product today, I can have a little bit more outputs. And I just want to see how those two things interface. So some of the things that we're going to take a look at is just using a Motu AVB switch with Presonus. That's going to be our bridge between the two things. I just want to see if it works. It might work, might not. But anyway, I figured if I'm experimenting with this, somebody out there might be doing it as well. So let's check out this journey together. All right, so some of you may recognize this rack and mixer from a project that or a video series I did over the summertime about getting this thing ready. This was a little rig that we took to Lollapalooza on a little Chicago run for a band I was mixing over the summer, and I haven't opened this thing up since the summer, so I pulled some stuff out of here, which I thought was hilarious. I have to do something with these. I have a giant pile of them, of just hilarious TSA notices. Like, I want to make some type of artistic montage out of the literal stack. I just can't throw them away. I know that's weird, but anyway. So here's the back of the Presonus StudioLive 24R. This thing is a really cool little console, and I bought it because of its form factor initially, because it's a 2U. A lot of you may notice that I'm a pretty diehard Midas fan. Here's my Heritage console, and I also use a Midas M32C for one of the bands that I mix. But this Presonus was the perfect format because it fits in this little 4-space shock rack, and I needed to fly with this thing and do, you know, just the run of dates that I had over the summer, so it was perfect. The limitations of it are it's only 24 channels. Which for 90% of things is cool. For that last run of shows that I did, being this was the primary ears rig, I did run out of inputs, so I was at all 24 inputs. So I need to see if I can expand this. So in my studio, as it currently stands, I do have one Motu 24AO, and I also have a Motu AVB switch. So I am going to see if my computer will recognize the using the StudioLive 24R as the master unit, and then also the 24AO slaved into that, if it will see it. So my plan is, for this recording session, I would like to use the StudioLive as my main recording interface, with the Motu 24AI, the input version of it, handling the A to D conversion. So I've got this preamp rack here that is an auxiliary preamp rack. So before I got the console, these were the preamps in my studio. I've got 16 channels of Focusrite ISA, and then I've also got that little Groove Tube Supre down there, which is really, really nice little preamp. So I figured that I could stack these two racks together and handle this recording session, because basically what I need to provide for the band is I need to have inputs, obviously, for A to D recording, and then I also have to give them their ear mixes. So building a little rack like this with a headphone amp and just the expanded input capability is really going to help me. I could probably pare them down to 24 channels. I don't think that's really a big deal, but on the same token, I just want to see if this is a proof of concept, because future videos coming up, I bought an additional Motu 24AO so that I have 48 outputs, and I also brought a 24AI. So my plan is, if I can use the 24AI with two 24AOs in the studio, that'll give me 24 in and 48 out that's built into the studio. And then if for whatever reason I need to expand to a 48 in by 48 out, I can just bring in the Presonus unit. So what would be predicated upon that is that the Presonus works in Motu world. So that's the purpose of this video. So to further complicate things, I've finally got a new computer. So my 2012 Mac Retina that I've had, that is now 10 years old and has been just a wonderful computer, is now finally getting replaced. So I got my new 2022 MacBook Pro. So I need to install the Motu drivers and get Nuendo installed on that, and just basically just built this rig. So I'm in the process of downloading Premiere and all those other kind of things on this computer. So I figured it'd be a good day to just make a quick video on to just see if Presonus and Motu play together. So let's check it out. All right, so I got this set up actually pretty quick. And I was not expecting for this to go this smoothly, I have to admit. Generally, for any of these projects like this, it's kind of a process of a few hours of Googling, especially when you're, cross-breeding device manufacturers. So I'm going to show you basic signal flow as to what's happening right now. So I have a talkback mic patched into channel 23 on my Presonus StudioLive. On the back of the StudioLive, the computer is hooked up over USB B to A. The AVB is this Ethercon jack that's right here, and that is hooked up to my Motu AVB switch, which is this guy. I'm running my Motu 24AO, which is this. So let's look at the switch config for a second, because I feel like I've troubleshot a few AVB systems. So this switch is connected to the internet. So this is hitting this switch right here, which is going to my network switch in my basement. And here are the connections. This is the 24AO, which is cleverly labeled with that guy. This is the Ethercon out of the Presonus, and this is just an Ethernet cable to is hitting just the Thunderbolt port on my laptop. So internet, laptop, console, 24AO interface. Okay, that's how that's set up. The analog outputs of my 24AO are patched to the console. So audio, when I talk into the mic, will duplicitously hit channel 23 on the console, as well as Nuendo, which I have a Nuendo system, or I have a Nuendo project set up. So I'm essentially running this as a digital mic split at the moment, the way it's currently patched. So again, let me show you what I'm up to here. So within the quick setup configuration in the Motu app, you want to set your 24AO, because I only have one in there, as Studio Output Expander, okay? Now, when I grab my mic and I talk into it like this, you can see level happening on channel 23 right there. This is the pure analog output of the Motu 24AO. Now, where you're hearing it from is it is going through the console right there into channel 23, just like that. So the only reason that I'm doing this is so that you can hear it. Looking back or looking down into the interface, sorry, trying to do this one-handed, you can see, if you look on the blue screen there, you can see that's the 24AO output. So this is, so the Presonus console is sending this digitally over AVB. So if you look at the routing tab page in the Motu app, sorry, trying to balance this. I'm just gonna go here. We are patched 1-to-1 on this. It's just straight down. So when I talk into the microphone here, we can see that the StudioLive send 23 is illuminating on the top, and then on the bottom here, the StudioLive send is patched to analog 23 on the Motu. So when we go into the universal control software, which is what is driving the Presonus, all you have to do is go into your settings here where it says digital patching, and then once you can just see that this is, channels. Here are all your channels up here at the top, and then you have your AVB channels down here. So this all just matches up. So I'm in channel 23 into the front, and it's patched to AVB 23 on the side there. So it all shows up. Now that works 1-to-1 on all of the channels. If you have any AVB questions, I'm certainly on my AVB journey myself. But to answer my original question of the video, does the Presonus and the Motu play with each other? Yes, they do, which is excellent. That is a proof of concept that I really needed to see. So if you have any questions as far as troubleshooting this, or your own system using AVB stuff, or anything about the Presonus StudioLive, just leave me a comment below. Thanks for stopping by.